Somebody who I've seen is your mentor is the legendary producer Bink.
Yeah, shout
You
out to
know what I
Bink.
mean? So how did that come about? You know, that mentorship and that relationship.
Shout out to Frequency. They did the Vibe Fest back in this was like December 2022.
Yeah.
And it was fitting because I remember that was like probably one of my worst years ever. Cause like I had like quit my job and then I went through this whole phase of like I had no job and
Yeah.
money was kind of dwindling down a little bit. I couldn't really make any beats at that moment too. My car broke down. You know when your car breaks down,
Dang.
that's like an exclamation point
Hey,
or rock
yo,
bottom. You're like, God damn, I might as well
Lemony
be homeless
Snicket
at this
over here,
point.
bro.
It was crazy, bro.
Hey,
I had
yo.
issues with my girl and stuff. It was a crazy.
Damn, it was all bad.
Yo, it was bad. I was like, holy crap. I remember once I looked in the mirror and just laughed at myself, like, ha ha. I was like, shit. I'm going
Sometimes
through
you
it.
gotta laugh and stop yourself from crying.
But when my car
Get
broke
through it.
down, my pops, I went ahead and got a new car though. And then I remember he had told me when I got the car, he said, yo, know you're going through a lot, but he said, new beginnings. That's all he said to me, just new beginnings. Like he basically was telling me like reset everything. Everything that happened, don't worry about it. Like just keep moving forward. And I'll never forget that. That was September 2nd, 2022. I will never forget that convo. So ever since then, I was kind of like, all right, I have to change my mentality. And well, I say that because I was like crying and all that stuff for 2 months and stuff. My mom always told me like it's okay sometimes to just sit down, just have your moment, but you got to figure out later on. So that's like whatever. Eventually, I started getting back to like making beats again, and then I started making some of like some tracks that I play today that are some of my most important tracks. Yeah. And so I was creating them and everything. And shout out to my boy Nico. He was like, "Yo, you need to be part of the Vibe Fest with Frequency." He said they're doing a beat battle. And me, I'm not really big on beat battles. I don't, not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just me personally. I'm like, when I do beat battles, people always tell me like, these aren't beat battle beats. And I'd be like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to play what I want to play. I don't care.
Yeah, for sure.
So they always tell me that,
the beat battle beats be the
I can't do all that. I was like, bro, and I love hearing it, but I just can't do all that. Like, I don't want to do all that personally.
It's very theatrical.
It's just different. It's a different crazy vibe right there. But so I was just like, man, I want to do it. But he was pressing me to do it. So then I was like, all right, cool. I was like, you know what, I'll do it. So we went ahead and did it. And when I got there, I remember being there and not really knowing a lot of people there and stuff. And the judges were like Hannon Lane. Shout out to my boy Hannon. I had met him I had met him a couple of days before at this place called Manhattan's. The DJ there was playing his music and stuff. I was bobbing my head too. He's like, "You like that joint?" I was like, "Yeah." I didn't know who he was at the moment until I got to the joint. I was like, "Yo, that was freaking Hannon." So shout out to him. LES was one of the judges, and then my boy Zach from Fortress, he was a judge, and then Bink was judging. So we all go up there and we play our beats and stuff like that. So one of the first beats I played was the All I Need You. I don't know if you remember that one. It's the one with the breathe and stop drums. So I played that beat, and I remember when I played that, like everybody's eyeballs was like, "Yo, I never heard it like that before." So like even Zach from Fortress, I remember when I was leaving the stage, he freaking like grabbed me. I told Zach this story all the time. I said, "Well, you grabbed me, I was about to punch the hell out of you." I was like, "Where we from? You don't grab nobody like that." And then he was just like, "Yo, you're not a producer." And I was like, "Well, what the hell am I?" He said, "You're a musician." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That definitely sounds like a Zach thing to say. Shout out to Zach.
Shout out to Zach. That's my boy. And then so Bink had heard it too because he was there. He had picked me to go on to the next round and stuff like that. So I made all the way to the finals, but Bink wasn't there for the finals. They ended up replacing him with somebody else. So I ended up not winning. Yeah. And I always joke around like I probably would have won if he was there, but who cares? So fast forward almost 2 years later, shout out to Producer Plug. Producer Plug is a guy who done like online beat battle stuff. He actually helped me get one of my first beat battle wins ever with Robert Glasper as a judge. That was a great moment. Word. And so he had an event in Richmond, Virginia, and he hit me up like, let me know like, hey, we're coming to Richmond. So it was a Jay Dilla event. So Jay Dilla's mom was gonna be there, the whole merch gang and all that was gonna be there. So like everybody's gonna be there. And Bink was there. He was also there to perform and stuff. And while I was performing, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play that one beat I played at Vibe Fest. I'm gonna see if he remember that joint. Like I was thinking that in my head.
Yeah.
So I played it. So as I'm playing it and I'm going to the next song, Bink stops my set, mid set. He's like, yeah, yo. He's like, yo, were you at Frequency 2 years ago? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I remember that beat. And like when he said that shit, I was like, oh shit, this nigga remember that joint.
This sound like an anime moment.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going crazy.
No, because I'm thinking like you like going up there to like play this beat. You thinking about it like, I wonder if he gonna remember this, or like, you know, this somebody head ass, like, because you thinking like, all right, nigga, I'm playing my beat. The nigga stopped that shit. I can only imagine how you felt like, why is this nigga stopping my shit?
Yeah.
Like,
it's on video. It's on video.
Like,
it's on video.
What's happening right now? It's like,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out the next song to play. He was like, hey, yo. I'm like, well, what's going on, you know? And then they asked Dilla's mom, like, you know, how do you feel about my about Too High set? She said, I loved it. I was done after that. I was like, yo, I don't need to do nothing else with music anymore. Like, Jay Dilla's mom said, this shit dope. We're done here. Hey. Yeah. As I got done with my set and I was going to the green room to put my stuff away, you got to pass by like where Dilla's mom and Bink was sitting at. So as I was going down, Bink, he was like, hey, yo, he was like, don't leave out of here until I get your information. And I was like, oh, shit. So I put my stuff away quick, went over there and got his phone number and stuff. And then, took a while because I know he was busy and stuff like that. You know, his shoes that came out with KD and all that stuff. Yeah. And then I actually got a pair and I took it to him. He actually signed it, I have it in my room. And he put like, we're going to work soon. And I was like, oh, shit, like, this shit's real. And then about a year ago.
This shit's real.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this shit real. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, this nigga means that shit. I thought he was joking.
It's real ink. It's not real. Like, it's not invisible.
Yo, I was going crazy. I was like, oh, this is real. So, yeah, about like a year ago, he invited me to the crib. Fine. He invited me to the crib about a year ago. Play some joints, and ever since then, he was just like, all right, I'm gonna show you a couple things, and it's been like that ever since, man. That's been our relationship, man. Fine. And then he be shouting me out, and he was on the Drink Champs joint with Memphis Bleak, and he shouted me out. So that was a big moment too, right there. And he been one of my showcases too. Yeah. So when he did that, I know that night that changed everything. Cause everybody was just like, all right, who's this Too High guy?